Leander, the most successful rowing club in the world and home to countless British Olympians. Its athletes brought home 21 medals from last summer's Paris Games. But Leander is also a place where recently many women athletes have felt unsafe and for a time refused to train alongside male clubmates. That protest began after two investigations into two male rowers, one accused of a serious sexual offence, the second an allegation of harassment. Both deny the allegations. The alleged victims were female Leander members.
ITV News has spoken to a dozen elite women rowers, many of them former or current members of the Leander Club. While none of them wanted to be identified, they were keen to highlight the culture at the club and their own personal safety fears.
It's really triggering and makes people not feel safe. We didn't even want there to be men in the gym at the same time as us. We didn't want to represent the same club as people who've been accused of things like that. We wanted to say, we're not okay with it, we stand together as a squad, and will not stay silent.
Following the serious sexual assault allegation, in October 2023, 33 athletes jointly wrote to Leander's leadership, demanding an investigation into that accusation and other allegations against the same rower. They pointed out that despite the gravity of the accusations, he was still permitted to train, eat and socialise in the same room as the victim, as well as other members of the women's squad. The letter, seen by ITV News, continued, "All concerned were deeply uncomfortable in his presence. We have taken the personal decision to take the risk of reprisals in order to make the club and rowing generally a safer place and to protect our teammates." In its written response, the club said, "We recognise that there are certain very serious allegations contained in the accounts received, but there is simply insufficient evidence to allow the matter to be taken further." They added that they had reminded the accused athlete of his responsibilities under the Leander Club Athlete Code of Conduct. Leander dropped the investigation as the police had done when the complainant told them, for mental health reasons, she did not want to continue with any formal process. At the time of the allegation against the second rower last year, the women started to wear white ribbons, a symbol of the fight against abuse of women in sport, but also a protest directed at Leander's handling of both situations. The rower accused of harassment was expelled from the club, but then rejoined after a successful appeal heard by an independent panel.
The women we have spoken to are convinced rowing has a deep-rooted problem with its culture. Like many Olympic sports before it, they believe success comes before welfare, particularly when that relates to women's welfare. And they cited many other examples at other clubs across the UK.
Anyone with talent is protected in the system. People think rowing is elitist and it's privileged. If you have enough money, enough status, if you're good enough at sport, it's okay.
We were failed by the very system that was supposed to protect us.
British rowing has recently been handed £25 million of government funding in the build-up to the Los Angeles Games on the back of its success in Paris. Last month, in relation to an investigation into the culture at a different high-performance centre, the governing body said creating a safe, respectful and inclusive environment for everyone in the rowing community is our priority. British Rowing says it has worked extensively with that club and Leander to address the concerns raised at both. The Leander Club says it takes seriously all issues relating to the safeguarding of our athletes. We have strict procedures in place to carefully examine any formal complaints and regularly review our club disciplinary processes to ensure they are fit for purpose, treating our athletes fairly and with respect. In addition to an updated code of conduct, we have partnered with a specialist external provider to ensure members of the club know without doubt the standards we expect and the ways to highlight any individual misconduct. When issues are raised, we will continue to take immediate action where necessary to protect the welfare of our athletes. The club's chairman, Peter Bridge, said, "The athletes in our squads are at the heart of this club. When safeguarding issues arise, as with any organisation, there is a strict and confidential process that is followed to protect those involved. We continually review our safeguarding measures and have updated these in line with our ambition to ensure rowing is inclusive and accessible for the next wave of athletes pursuing their dreams of international sporting success.